Brittney Griner comes out and says, I am so sick and tired of the WNBA. It used to be a peaceful, small little thing. Now there's crowds screaming, hollering. This is disruptive. It's not allowing us to play the game. This is her quote. I don't know if you saw this or not when she gave that. Okay.
Imagine surviving a Russian prison, getting traded for an international arms dealer, coming back to a booming WNBA, and your first complaint is, it's too loud. Brittney, this isn't a yoga studio, it's professional sports. Fans yell. That's kind of the whole point. The WNBA was once a league where you could hear a pin drop. No pressure, no fans, no noise. Just squeaky sneakers and unpaid interns wondering what they did to deserve this. But now that people are actually watching, suddenly, Brittney Griner's got complaints. She went viral after saying she's tired of the screaming, hollering crowds. Apparently, having people cheer at a basketball game is now a disruption. Her exact words, "This used to be a peaceful, small little thing." Translation, she misses the good old days when you could bring a laptop to a WNBA game and finish a college essay uninterrupted. Let's pause and reflect. This isn't just a veteran player voicing her discomfort. It's like someone getting a Tesla for free and complaining it doesn't smell like gasoline. But that's just the surface. This wasn't just a rant about loud fans. It was laced with subtle jabs at Caitlin Clark, loaded racial undertones, and an attitude that says, we want growth, but only if we're still the stars. That's when Patrick Bet-David dropped the hammer. The guy didn't hold back. He reminded Griner that she was literally rescued from a Russian prison. America traded an international arms dealer, nicknamed the Merchant of Death, to bring her home. And now she's upset because fans are too into the game? Let that sink in. You go from international lockdown to front row hype, and your response is, it's too noisy. But it gets even more ridiculous. Griner didn't just say it was loud, she implied the crowd might be a little racist. She talked about a father and daughter in the stands cheering loudly and claimed she couldn't hear exactly what they were saying, but guessed it was either about her performance or some light racism. Light racism. At a basketball game. If that phrase doesn't make your brain short circuit, you're built different. Because what she's suggesting is that crowd enthusiasm, cheering, booing, yelling, is somehow racially motivated when she doesn't like it. That's not just delusional, it's damaging. Patrick Bet-David lit that logic on fire. He didn't yell, he didn't insult, he just laid out facts that made Griner's whole argument collapse in on itself like a bad souffle. One first, he reminded everyone of the insane deal that brought Griner back. Victor Bout, the man America traded to get her home, was literally convicted of trying to kill Americans. The guy was supplying weapons to terrorist groups, and Griner got out because we gave him back. And now she's on home soil, earning more money than most Americans will ever see. And she's complaining about the decibel level in the building. It's wild. But PBD's biggest point wasn't about international politics, it was about reality. He reminded Griner and everyone watching, this is professional sports. You don't get the fame, salary, and TV deals without pressure. Every NBA, NFL, and MLB player deals with rowdy crowds. It's not unique, it's not a burden, it's the job. And if the WNBA wants to be taken seriously, it needs to stop treating fan engagement like a threat. Now, let's talk numbers, because the WNBA has never seen the kind of surge it's seeing right now. Valuations are climbing, TV viewership is spiking, and ticket prices, when Caitlin Clark plays, they're through the roof. But here's the kicker. When she doesn't play, those ticket prices plummet. Data from TickPick showed that before Clark's injury, the cheapest seat for a Fever game in Chicago was $86. After news broke she was out, that dropped to $25. In Washington, tickets went from $41 to just $14. That's not a small dip. That's a nosedive off a financial cliff. So when Griner complains about unfair pressure to perform, what she's really saying is, I'm not used to fans expecting something from me. But that's what happens when the WNBA finally has eyes on it. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring in views, she brought expectations. And that scares the hell out of players who were used to playing in front of friends, family, and a guy who wandered in because he thought it was open gym. Griner said it herself. It used to be chill and quiet. Exactly. That's the problem. The league was irrelevant. No one cared. And now that someone has brought the spotlight, some veterans are squinting and shielding their eyes like vampires caught outside at noon. But it's not just about noise, it's about jealousy. It's about the uncomfortable truth that a white rookie is getting more attention than many black veterans ever have. And instead of asking why the league couldn't break through before, some players are pointing fingers at the one person who actually moved the needle. PBD didn't ignore that part either. He acknowledged that race plays a factor in media attention, but so does talent. Caitlin Clark isn't famous because she's white. She's famous because she's a killer on the court, fun to watch and relatable off of it. Let's not forget, the NBA went through the same growing pains. Remember when Jeremy Lin lit up the league for a few weeks? People said the attention was all about race. Maybe partly, but mostly, he was electrifying. He was fresh. He gave fans a reason to tune in. Clark is doing the same. She's not a gimmick. She's the real deal. And the WNBA is lucky to have her. You want to sell tickets? You need stars. And right now, Clark is that star. Not because the system is rigged, but because she earned it. And the truth is, Griner and the WNBA are standing at a crossroads. You can embrace the attention, the energy, and the fans. Or you can retreat back into the shadows and hope someone cares. Spoiler alert, they won't. The league has never had this kind of spotlight. ESPN can't stop covering it. Fans are finally showing up in droves. And yet some of the league's biggest names are treating it like an inconvenience instead of the opportunity of a lifetime. Imagine LeBron James saying Lakers fans were too loud. Imagine Tom Brady asking Patriots fans to keep it down during a playoff game. It's unthinkable. And yet here we are. Griner's comments sparked reactions from all corners. Fans, analysts, even former players. Shannon Sharpe chimed in with his classic, "Come on now," while Stephen A. Smith raised his eyebrows so high they practically left orbit. And social media? Let's just say number Grinergate was trending. Brittney Griner's comments didn't just expose a personal frustration, they exposed the cultural gap between what the WNBA was and what it's becoming. The league used to be niche, quiet, almost underground, but Caitlin Clark is mainstream, loud, and impossible to ignore. And if players like Griner can't adjust to that new reality, they'll find themselves on the wrong side of history and the wrong side of the scoreboard. So let's be real. Crowd noise is not the enemy. It's the applause you hear when the dream finally starts coming true. In the end, Patrick Bet David wasn't harsh. He was honest. And that's what made his response so devastating. He didn't tear Griner down. He held up a mirror. And what she saw wasn't noise. It was the sound of accountability. If you like this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Was PBD out of line, or did Griner need that wake-up call? Either way, this WNBA drama isn't cooling off anytime soon. Stay tuned, because the noise is only getting louder.